I've got a golden ticket. I've got a golden chance to make my way. I know the golden ticket. It's a golden day. And with a golden ticket, it's ours, Charlie. I've got a golden chance to make. What?
Hello.
We are GamesB4Bros.
We are?
We like games.
We do?
We sometimes.
And we do random shit. So hey, welcome to the channel.
So, 2017 is coming to a close, and I figured we would talk about. I think we'd rather talk about the most disappointing, the one that you thought was going to be amazing.
The promises, the feelings of like high expectations.
Oh my God, I want it. And then you get it.
And you're like, what is this shit?
So, For Honor. So, once again, Ubisoft decided to, let's say, underwhelm of, how do I put this? Basically, Ubisoft decided to put out a game that technically wasn't finished, wasn't well polished, and was not what was advertised.
Round 2.
Great concept of a game.
Yes, I will
Great
say so.
concept. But the finalization was just bad.
Unfortunately,
Delivery was
and unsurprising to shouldn't be no one because Ubisoft enjoys doing this, aka Rainbow Six, Ghost Recon, The Division. All these games came out, and at the beginning were very underwhelming. Current state, we still have updates for all these games, and they're in a much better position, but
should have been that in the first place.
Exactly. Why weren't these games
Again,
exactly what they were now as they were when they first came out?
Honestly, if you guys are gonna come out with a game, delay it. If there's a bunch of bugs, delay it. We will understand. Like a big promise, like, hey, we're gonna get this, but hey, there's this bug here. All right, cool, delay it. We're okay with that.
And also, do us a favor. Dedicated servers for each one of your games. I use the same servers for every single game. It blew me away that
you found that out.
They use the same servers. The Division, Ghost Recon, and For Honor share the same servers.
Imagine if it was that bad, and that you're playing the Division, all of a sudden you just see a random Viking.
That would be actually if that happened, I would not be mad about it. Realistically,
I would have just died.
I would not have been mad.
No,
I would love it if I was
just
running running with the Division and behind cover, like, all right, he's right there. Get it, ready? You ready? Comes up. What the fuck is going on? That would be hilarious. Take notes. Do that, and then no one will be pissed off.
Yeah.
One of the few games I've ever tried to get a return for digitally. We got it. Great concept, good idea, poorly executed. Terrible servers.
Terrible servers. Storyline could have been better. Character designs are on point. Customization, not so much, to be honest. The customization.
Oh, and then of course, when it first came out, the egregious amount of grinding you had to do in order to get all the cosmetics. September, we have Destiny 2. So, this game.
I haven't talked about this one.
This game was the most disappointing game of the year for me because I love Destiny 1. And
so did I, but I stopped at a certain point.
And at the end of Destiny 1's lifespan, it was a complete game. It was very well done. All the loot was implemented very well. The microtransactions were not egregious. They were simply emotes and... And there were skins for your weapons.
Okay, that's what
now, all of these could, in fact, be unlocked within the game for doing things like the Nightfall. So, can you be really mad at that? No. If you wanted to buy them, you could buy them. And in that case, I would say that would be worth spending your money on because they deserved it at that point. At the end of his life cycle, want another game that was not good at launch. But we come out with Destiny 2, where a lot of the features of the previous game were stripped. The loot table was even smaller.
Very small, even though the main promotion for Destiny 2 was...
Loot! All the loot,
all
guys!
The loot, guys!
All the loot you could get! Well, unfortunately, there wasn't that much loot. There wasn't that much variety of weapons. All the weapons pretty much felt the same.
We got pretty much all the main weapons that we wanted to grab within the first week, right? You could say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, hold on.
Sorry, dog.
Yeah.
No, we're not holding a clown hostage.
Small loot table. All the weapons pretty much were the same. You had pretty much like 5 different variety of weapons that even though there might have been like 100 different auto rifles, they all fall into these five different subclasses. They do nothing. They all are the same pretty much.
And the loot is from the first game, which I was just explaining.
Yeah, so they decided that we are creating a new world and bringing in more variety of weapons. So, in order to do so, we're going to remove everything from your vault. You will have nothing to start out with in Destiny 2. And my thought process was, okay, great. Because there's a lot of weapons in the first game that were broken. Cool. You're going to start fresh. You're going to bring in a whole another slew of weapons just to find out that they're bringing back weapons from Destiny 1.
And they're bringing, they're bringing old school stuff from the first one. Events, right? Or other, you just explained multiplayer. What was it? Mayhem.
Oh, yeah. We'll get to that. Anyway. So, exotics like Mida, which were there at launch.
Oh my god,
I had Mida in Destiny 1, so why couldn't I have it in Destiny 2? Then there were a plethora of different exotic armor pieces. So, what was the reason behind you taking that stuff away from us if you were just going to put it back in the game? Laziness. Just pure laziness.
Again, they could have just put a single campaign or like a mission, like a special mission that little by little you can get your old gear back from the first one. That would have been cool as fuck. I mean, you got your life back within the first not even an hour in the game, but
hey, I mean, technically, yeah, a lot of the stuff was. I mean, there was a few weapons that had missions tied to them.
I understand that.
Which,
but I'm saying,
I guess, but you shouldn't punish the people who played your previous game. You should reward them. Like, hey, thanks for sticking around with us, especially if you've been playing since launch.
Yeah.
Anyway, so then on top of that, they decide to implement a new Eververse system, which has even more items within their loot table, which originally wasn't a problem. Because
you could unlock.
Once you max out your character's level, you no longer increase your level. You then just get an engram, which will randomly unlock certain items within the Eververse. Cool. No issue there with the microtransactions because
it doesn't really affect you.
It's not that hard to earn them.
No.
Very simple. But with the latest update, the Dawning, not to skip the DLC, but wasn't special. The Dawning update, which is the holiday update, you are limited to 3. So the loot table is, you have your regular loot table and you have the Dawning loot table. Now, the Dawning loot table, after the 3 weeks, you no longer will have an opportunity to earn those special items, which include emotes, skins for your ghost, and new armor pieces.
They have skins for the ghost?
Yeah.
Again? Or, I thought
different ghosts. It's not skins, but different ghosts.
I was like, okay.
Yeah, so different ghosts. And there is also, I think there's like sparrows and
sparrows.
ships, stuff like that.
Why ships?
So
there's
59 unique items for the Dawning. Now, how you acquire these items is for free, you have an opportunity to earn 3 free boxes, or the engrams, for the Dawning per week. This event lasts 3 weeks.
So it's a total of 9 you can get for free.
Yes. And you will, and each engram you will get 2 of the 59 new pieces of gear, emotes.
Okay.
Also, there's gear, there's emotes, and not to mention shaders that you can get. Now,
I forgot about that. I didn't want to.
All this means is that you can grind as much as you want. For free, you will never get all 59 items.
Nope.
Never happen. But if you pay for it, you can.
Chance.
So it's practices like these that really make this game extremely disappointing, because instead of coming out with a sequel to the original title, they went back to square one and created Destiny 1.2.
I was explaining, like, you might as well should have done a year 3 season, and that was should have been just DLC.
I would have rather this been DLC than have all the changes implement all the changes that they have done. Because in all honesty, I really think that the changes they did, as far as the combat, as far as the multiplayer, and as far as you not feeling as powerful, could have been a patch.
Yeah.
Could have been a patch if you really wanted to do that. Now, if you want to, rework the engine from the ground up, sure. But I still think you could have simply put all the content from Destiny 1 onto Destiny 2, and maybe we wouldn't be having this conversation. You wouldn't have Destiny fans pissed off at you.
Especially the hardcore fans.
Yeah, I have over 1,000 hours in Destiny 1. I have uninstalled Destiny 2 because it's
just waste of space.
It's pretty much vanilla Destiny, and then they're doing the same thing as the when that game came out, slowly coming out with content that will slowly make it a complete game.
Like I said, my favorite thing is the copy and paste. Is the fact, the first thing that we should have known is the very beginning of the game when you customize your character. It's the same fucking thing. We should have noticed that.
If that's what you were gonna do, you might as well just had a new expansion. You might as well made
it season 3. We would have.
I would have happily bought a new expansion
for $40 or maybe $50 for pushing it.
This is 30, 40. Hey,
we would have bought it.
I would have bought that,
but not a full game.
But
and
now,
on top of that, another season pass.
So
stupid. I know.
I'm glad I got that season pass for free though.
Shh. You suck a dick.
Moving on.
A non-disappointment game was, just to say it, it was Dishonored 2. Just pointing out. I didn't want to.
Did it come out this year?
Did it?
It did not come out this year.
I thought it did.
Hey Google, when did Dishonored 2 come out?
The 11th of November 2016.
Really?
According to Wiki.
Anyway.
Still a great game.
So, we all know the disappointment that was Battlefront 2, which the only reason why I bring that up, because it's like beating a dead horse, is simply because
fuck microtransactions.
We should beat it like a dead horse. We should not stop talking about this until something is put in place to prevent things like this from happening. Because let's be realistic. If everyone keeps quiet, everyone moves on, what is EA going to do? The same thing again, because no one said, just wait. Everyone shut up. All right, put them back. it's just crazy. It's just crazy to think that they thought that they could get away with this. And realistically, I thought they would. I really didn't think they'd get them much backlash because a lot of people just keep their mouth shut and just be like, well, whatever. I'm just not.
It's all changed.
Whatever, man.
It all changed because it got to the news finally.
Yeah.
Thank God. To be honest, I was like, thank God it got to the news.
And it's a damn shame that it's going to require the government to intervene on video games to stop companies like EA, Activision, etc.
To stop the bullshit microtransactions.
From creating gambling simulators within their games. Which is funny because the ESRB has on their website that any form of gambling that uses real world currency is automatically rated A for adults. But, unfortunately, ESRB is simply a subsidiary to the ESA, which is run by EA, Ubisoft, Bethesda, Activision, etc. All these game companies that do it. So why would they make it rated A when they can just benefit from it? So, unfortunately,
that's all I do is just like money.
Right now we have I think it's five states right now that are trying to rally together to implement policies that prevent companies from doing this, or at the very least making these games rated A if they have a gambling simulator that uses real currency within them.
Which would be almost
every game.
95%
almost
of all
every
the
game.
games. The only ones that won't is all backwards compatibles and
not even there's some
like indie games, like certain indie games.
Even Rocket League we rated A.
Yeah, that's my game.
Counter-Strike,
UFC,
it's
majority 95% of our games.
95% of games,
like 95%.
Which is crazy to think about, but yes. Now,
I want to do that actually.
Now,
I want to go through all my games and see which ones.
Me personally, I don't want the government to intervene in video games because then I think things will get stupid. But
like net neutrality,
it is at the fault of publishers like EA. So fuck them. Whatever, man. Thank you all for watching. We are GamesB4Bros. We hope you enjoyed this content. If you did, hit that like button. Subscribe to our channel. We come out with videos all the time. Hope you enjoy our new intro. It's quite corny. We know.
I fucking love the corniness. It's us. Sorry. If you don't like it, tell us why.
Sure.
If you don't like it, just click that down button. I don't care at this point because I want to know what we need to improve.
Yeah. And if it's not
entertaining, or hey, if you tell us, hey, it's not funny, change it up. We'll do another corny one.
Yeah. If it's not, proper criticism, just ignore it anyway.
Oh, and before you ask, how did I fit in the machine? I'm very flexible. That's all I can say.
He's not very flexible.
You gotta kick me in there. I'm kidding you.
He just has no muscle structure.
Just no muscle structure. Fuck this place, I'm out.
See that?